Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone. We've got, I think, a really exciting evening. Andy has worked his socks off putting some facts and figures together. But for me, the most exciting thing, and you're going to hate me saying this, but this is really the time when it's quite quiet to start the building blocks for Christmas. I'm sorry I had to say it, but I have to make you aware that now building a customer base is key to your wealth at Christmas, because they will love our catalogue at Christmas. And this is the best time to start increasing your customer base. So I just thought I'd throw that in. Hate saying Christmas when it's still June, but last year in January, I think the Tigers were doing about 9,000. By Christmas, we were doing 41,000. So that sort of shows you the escalation you get around from October, November onwards. So it's quite an exciting time. So I'm going to share the screen. We're going to share what we're doing tonight with Andy Cooper. David Padman's going to jump on as well. And we'll quickly go through the stepping stones of building a brilliant, brilliant customer base. So hopefully this share screen will work. There it is. Let's go. Discover a new collection of UK summer. And if you could maybe all mute yourself, as I can hear someone's radio. There you go. I'm not sure what it is, but thanks. Okay, so I'm going to start the ball rolling. So what is a customer base? And Andy's going to talk you through that, because it might be something that you don't actually understand that terminology. And this is a 90-day plan. And I'm hoping that by the end of it, you're going to see exactly how easy it is to increase your business by a mega amount. So without further ado, I'm going to try and click over. And Andy, if you could talk us through this first of all. And unmute yourself as well, Andy.
That helps. You're going
to
yeah, press the buttons as we go through it.
Okay.
We thought it'd be useful to, because there's a lot of people in Oriflame who haven't got a catalogue customer base and probably got no idea what a catalogue customer base is, basically. And what we've got here is just a bit of an illustration as to what a customer base is all about. So really, a customer base is a collective of customers who order at varying times and amounts on a rolling period. So, you know, I like to think a good customer base, the average per catalogue dropped is £5. Now, we've been, for the last 7-8 weeks, we've been building a customer base, just doing exactly the sort of stuff that we might be chatting about later on. And the average, when I put out catalogues to people who've ordered, so they're our customers, the average when I drop some catalogues is £5 per catalogue drop. So just as an example, if you've got 90 customers, then you would pick up around £450 from 90 customers. And the reason it's £5, it's in relation to all of your customers dropped. And what happens in every customer base, you'll have some customers who order every time. They're fantastic, but there's not so many of them. You'll have some that might order every other time. So there's quite a tidy chunk of those. You'll have some that maybe order every third time. And then you'll have some customers who order very occasionally, particularly say Christmas or certain times of the year. But collectively, they're all very, very important because they create your average. And once you've got your average from your customer base, it becomes quite predictable, campaign in, campaign out. And the thing is, as your customer base matures, then, and you get to know your customers, that £5 average starts to creep up, because what you can do, particularly with Oriflame, is start chatting about skincare, chatting about other things that we can do, the VIP proposition, etc. There's lots of things that we can actually add value to as you get to know your customers. So that £5 is really at a starting point, and I know lots of people have probably got a much bigger average than that with what we would call a mature customer base. So a customer base is a collective of customers who order at varying times and amounts. So there you go. Over to you, Gill.
Brilliant. So there's 10 ways to use our catalogues, and I'm sure that some of you might be able to add more points to this. Number one for us is presenting. The reason presenting is at number one because it's the most cost effective. You don't lose your catalogues and you're actually seeing the customer face on. You can blanket drop, again, a brilliant way to gain customers, but far more expensive, and we'll talk about that a little bit further down on. Coffee shops, this is one of Andy's favourites, but there are shops all over the place where you most likely go in for coffee or buying your cakes. You can leave a catalogue with the staff there. Hairdressers, nail bars, in fact, anywhere where they've got a reception is a great place. So you've got dentists, you've got opticians. So anywhere where you can drop your catalogue. And if you just go in, I've never had a no, can I leave my catalogue here? Family and friends, obviously they're a must. Work colleagues, you've got partners, friends and family as well, and their work colleagues. So when you feel that you don't know anybody, gradually the list gets bigger and bigger. And you can advertise in local groups that you'll be delivering your catalogue in that area and ask them if they'd like one to let you know, give you a message. So I think that's a great one to do. And invite friends and family, neighbours in for a coffee morning or a coffee afternoon and share the catalogue and maybe a few products and maybe offer a 10% discount. I know a few of the guys are doing coffee mornings, coffee afternoons. So that's another great way of getting your catalogue in front of people. And 10 reasons to focus on the catalogues. Well, this is the one that's the most exciting and should make your toes curl, because Andy did a little workout on how many distributors we have. And we actually go to less than 1% of the households in the UK. Now, previous business, when this sort of escalation started, if you like, with the catalogues, this is when our businesses really started to motor. So when you think we're only in 1% of the whole of the country, how exciting is that? So a brilliant place, you know, that you're not going to meet other Oriflame brand partners ever, I shouldn't think. Building a customer base, it's a simple process. That's why we focus on our catalogues. It can lead to VIP customers, and they're great because they will order for themselves and drop their orders in your back office. Once you've established a regular customer base, then you're going to have your sales volume will be regular. And I think this is something we've noticed over the 100 years we've always been involved with multi-level marketing, is that you gradually can predict exactly what you're going to do each campaign or what your income's going to be. And as I mentioned, additional sales growth at Christmas, and you will be building a great rapport with your customers from now till Christmas, and you will be blown away by the amount of volume sales you will get. And you can, as Andy said earlier, Nivage, you can now talk to your customers and offer them samples, 7-day sample, and can they come back to you? And once you got them hooked onto the Nivage, you've got customers with repeat orders, which again is really exciting. And you get to know your customers, and you will become the Oriflame lady or man, and they will refer you on to their friends and family for catalogues, for being a brand partner. And as some customers will want to earn an income because they're watching you doing it regularly and consistently, which is key when you're building a customer base. And last but no means least, you're going to get exercise, and you're going to find out that you've got a waterproof skin. So you're never, you know, your skin is weatherproof, so you'll enjoy it. And everything smells lovely out there, doesn't it? All the flowers and everything. That's the best thing when you're outside, is the smells, I think. So, Andy, we've got this. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, whiz them all up, and it'll be easier for me to do it in a logical way. There we go. Right, so what we've been doing, and we've been sort of sharing some of this on our journey, because we moved up from Bristol to South Yorkshire, pre-pandemic, pre the move, we had to quickly find some customers. So we found a few customers 2019, then the pandemic came in and we just stopped getting catalogues out, looking for fresh customers. But now with the jabs and things are looking a bit brighter, a lot brighter. For the last 7, maybe 8 weeks, we've been getting stuck in with a plan that I was pretty certain it would work. Now, one of the things I would say is we're talking about catalogues here, but obviously there are so many different ways you can build this business. We've got the skincare that you can promote and you can really show people, obviously everything on social media. We've also got the wellness. We've got so many ways of developing the business. This is just another way, but it's a very strong way in my humble opinion. And it's a way that I think if you take the trouble to get stuck into, you're going to create a volume, a regular income that you can teach other people to do as well, and then start creating a much bigger income if you're getting into team building. So the target was to find 90 customers per campaign. And one of the ways you can do that is present 75 catalogs a week. Now, there's lots of ways you can do that. You can do that maybe 15 catalogs 5 times a week. You could do maybe 30 catalogs twice a week, and then 15 on a third day. Whatever combination you want to do, that is a very strong, quick way of building up regular customers. We've actually been doing between 60 and 75 on average, and we've now, over the last 7-8 weeks, we've now found another it's getting close to 50 customers on top of what was a small customer base before the pandemic, 2019. So we found 50 odd new customers that have now become, if you like, a fledgling customer base. But once we've got 90 customers, in fact we're getting close to that. I know, and we're proving this with what we're doing ourselves, you're going to get in the region of £450 per campaign. Now, I know that's going to increase a lot once we get to know our customers properly and can start having conversations with them. So the target was to find 90 customers over 90 days, and that's by presenting 75 catalogs a week. Now, the thing is, obviously it's all down to time, what's available, what people can do and can't do. The thing is, if you can just present 30 catalogs a week, you will get there. You might not get there in 90 days, it might take longer, but you will get there if you persist to get those 90 customers. 90 customers is a good target to go for because it allows you over 3 weeks to have 3 rounds, dropping 30 catalogs to each round, making up your 90 customers. So it's a good target to aim for, and it will give you a good level of volume of business that you've got, maybe on top of what you're doing with social media, etc. But once you've got it right, it's really predictable.
And
Right.
for me,
Another slide there?
I was going to say, for me, the exciting thing is how many of us could find a part-time job where you would be able to earn a good income for 8 to 10 hours, which you could, the more excited you get, you'll find you'll put more catalogs out and you will work more hours. But most part-time jobs require you to do 3 hours, 4 hours a day. So this is such a great way to build your own business. That's what always gets me so excited about our business. So tips. Always have a target in mind.
Yeah.
Well,
put them all up, and then I'll whiz through them if you like. Be a bit quicker that way, and I know what's coming.
Sorry,
up.
David, you're after that.
Yeah, there you go. Right. The thing about building a customer base is you're putting in the hard work at the beginning. So you need to have in mind your target, what you're aiming to do at the end, because that will help you get through the ups and downs and the peaks and troughs and and the good days and the bad days, etc. Really important to focus on catalogs out, not doors knocked. So when you're out and about, you're looking, and you'll get to know this as you get into it. You're looking to find people in. So if you're going along a road and there's no car in the drive and it was all shut up, it's a hot day, windows are shut, and it's pretty well obvious gut feel that nobody's in, move on. Don't even bother knocking on the door. And what we found, we've got round much quicker by just working out or having a good guess whether somebody's in. And that way we're getting out catalogs a lot more quickly than we were before. You can go back to those other houses at different times. Keep good records. So you've got a little notebook as you're going around, but you need to convert that into either spreadsheet, or we call them street sheets. So you're keeping a profile of a road, so you know what's going on when you start to work on a road. Now, when you pick up your catalogs, you're going to have a fair idea that who's looked, might not have ordered. And what we've now started to do, and we're beginning to get into this now, is represent to lookers. So rather than just popping the catalogue through the letterbox, which we tried once, we've now realized what you've got to do is actually knock again onto the people who've actually looked but didn't buy. And then if they say, yes, I'll have another look, very strong chance they will go on to place an order. So represent to people who are starting to look. And the other thing is being organized, having enough catalogs and snappy bags, etc., and making sure you order those catalogs well in advance for the following campaign. Get your catalogs ordered well in advance so you're not caught out. And make sure you have enough catalogs and enough snappy bags. How many catalogs to work with? Well, you know, a good number initially, maybe 40 catalogs, a large pack 30 plus a small pack of 10. And that will give you enough to get up and running, to get some catalogs presented, maybe 15 a day. Make sure you have enough snappy bags, and you know, we can tell you where to get those from as well. So those are some tips. There's another training involved in terms of other little extras, little helpful things that we can go through with people. So we'll leave that for another time.
Yeah. Well, one of the most exciting things for me as well is that with Oriflame, anyone can do it. So you've got an old codger like Andy Cooper there, and then you've got another young gentleman called David Cadman. You've got me as a pensioner. You've got Bridget, who's got a young family. So it doesn't matter where you come from, you're going to be able to do this business. Now, David Cadman is always in my top 10, always. And he does anything from 400 right up to 1,000 every 3 weeks, personal retail, and sometimes even more than 1,000. So really proud of you, David. And David's just going to give you an overview of himself with his catalogues. So, oops, you should have the mic now, David.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. Well, basically, I've been running my customer base for a long time now in the previous company as well, and it's built it up really through persistence and keep going, and you've got to keep on top of it as well, keep adding to it, you know, and adding to it, because people will stop up ordering, you know, at certain points and sort of disappear off a cliff, and you just have to keep adding to it so it doesn't sort of disappear, you know, start dwindling, because it's easily done. It soon starts to go down.
And how do you add to your customer base?
Well, I know Andy's been talking about the presenting, but I personally prefer blanket dropping, I must admit.
Yeah.
I've tried both, but and what I do, I make sure I order my catalogues for the next campaign in the first week of the campaign before.
Yes.
Because you get a little bonus, don't you? If you've done more than 100 BP, you get a bonus the first week, and with that you can order yourself some catalogues.
Yeah.
And so you've got them in good time to start really before the next campaign, because I've been putting my campaign 10 out, my first customer base out today, and also some campaign 9 blanket drops, because once I sort of use them up. You finish my customer base after the first couple of weeks of the campaign,
yes,
the catalogues anyway, and for the last week I can just use it to blanket drop, and it doesn't matter if you lose a few. And
that's a good idea. It's
picked up some good customers that way. Yeah.
And you said about consistency. So they're keywords I think you've used there. So do your customers see you every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks? How do you your customer base?
Every 3, every 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I go back.
Yeah.
I've got about 250 to 300 customers at the moment. I mean, they don't all order regularly, but you know, you need a good sort of
mix
core number that order sort of every time or every other time. So you get in a consistent sort of amount
So did
every
you agree
campaign.
with Andy Cooper's chart that he put up there at the beginning? Did you see his graph where some customers order every time, some every other time?
My internet went off for a bit. I had to
Oh,
change
right.
devices, but
Right. He did a graph which
but
he was explaining how customers all order at different times.
Yeah, pie chart.
Pie
yeah,
chart. You
I
didn't-
think I got a glimpse of it, but I didn't.
I'll go back if I can get back quickly while you're talking. Just to see if you.
Yeah,
There you go. So what he was saying was every time,
right.
every other time, every third time, and very occasionally. And I did find that I had customers that mucked me about. I don't know.
Yeah,
And so I actually started culling some of my customers if I felt that
well, yeah, you
you get to know.
You-
But
yeah, you have to do a call every now and then, because if they just stopped ordering, I mean, I'm quite generous. I give them plenty of time to to order again. But if they don't, then I just eventually
give them
cross them off,
a,
and which is another reason why you need to keep getting new ones. So
yes. And what area do you work? Is it city or country or villages or?
it's urban. I wouldn't call it city. Small towns, but
Small towns?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, or outskirts of towns and estates, and is
Yeah. There's a lot of my houses are quite far apart. I have to drive to them.
yeah.
So, but
I mean, we're quite lucky around here. There's a lot of houses close together, so we don't have to go very far.
so you can thoroughly recommend a customer base, can't you, to the guys who are new to this business?
Absolutely, it's sort of 90% of my business, really. So yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, thanks for that, David. And we'll go on. We're going to do a few more statistics.
Welcome.
Thanks ever so much. I do like, where were
Yeah.
you for this picture? I like the background.
It's up on the moors
Yeah, it looks lovely.
between in the Pennines.
Excellent. Oh, very good. Thanks for that, David.
Oh,
So
no problem.
it's over to Andy again. We're sort of going to talk about customer base and duplication. So over to you, Andy.
Yeah. All right. Well done. We've got a handout for this that goes through the principles of doing this 90-day customer base thing, and the point of it is when a new person starts, is giving them an understanding of what a customer base is, b, a system that they can use that we know is effective because we're kind of proving that it works. A, B, C, not actually investing in huge amounts of catalogues, which I think is really important to allow people to sustain this for a long enough period of time to allow you to build it. So that's where the presenting with a smaller number of catalogues comes in. But there's no right or wrong way. Over the past, we've known people who've done both back in the old business to huge success. So everything works, but it's finding a way to help new people get started and to sustain it, because catalogs last 3 weeks or possibly 4, as David just said, and it's what you can do once you built a customer base. Obviously, he was absolutely right in saying you've got to top up, because people will disappear, people will move, die, all sorts of circumstances change. So you always keep needing to top up. That's an absolute given. Just top up. But once you got to a certain level, you have this this ongoing figure coming in. So if you get 90 customers, you're going to be pulling in £450 or more. So what we've got here is, if you teach 5 people how to do that, and then here's the key, teach those 5 how to find 5 and teach them, basically what happens in terms of your income in a perfect world, and this is a perfect world. In an imperfect world, you have some people doing 100, some people doing 800, some people doing 50, but collectively is what matters. But the principle is what counts. But in a perfect world, everybody did 450, had a nice neat customer base. You would have a total turnover, you'd be at director level, total turnover 13,500. You would earn the unit level bonuses, £156 on your team as your team goes down in generations. The big chunk is on the second generation, 456, and as a director you get an extra bonus of 1%, £78. That's not 1% on 13,500, it's 1% of the business volume, which is £78. So anyway, cutting it short, you would earn, including your retail profit, over £800, which is well over £1,000 over a calendar month. So that is, you know, what we're looking to work and aim for. And the starting point is getting under your belt, getting your customer base sorted, so you can then teach other people. So that's the key. And if it's doable for you, me, it's then doable for other people. It's just a case of showing them the way, and then your business can really grow from there. There you go, Jill.
Lovely. So putting it really simply, what a customer base is, you're going to retail £150 per week. You're going to sponsor one person per week and teach and coach that person. So you'll have everybody doing 450 per campaign. And really, if you make that your goal, make that your target, and teach it as well. This is where
it's a benchmark, if you like, Jill.
Yes, yeah, it is definitely. And I think it's key to having that benchmark as well, because otherwise you don't know you're doing well, you don't know you're doing badly. I think you always do need that goal. Okay, talk us through there. This was your running costs, which is key as well. You need to understand what it takes to run a business like ours. So Andy?
Me to do that? Yeah, right. So this is part of the plane. I've just taken this pretty much off the handout.
Yes.
You're going to get £100 income from campaign with a customer base doing £450, and you've got to be realistic as to what's happening. So you're going to need, obviously, catalogs. You need a 30-pack plus a 10-pack. You're going to need some snappy bags. We know where to get those. You're going to need enough snappy bags to see you through 3 weeks at a time. You're going to have delivery charges, etc. So you can have running costs. That's all part of a business. It's going to be in the region of, say, 30 quid. You once you've taken that 30 quid off, you're going to be earning just over 100. And is there another bit on to bring up? There you go. Yeah. So retail target 450 from your customer base. It's going to give you an income of about £105. Now, that is really useful to a lot of people. And once you've got the customer base built, it takes very few hours to actually maintain it and run it. But to me, how we're doing it is we're using our income from the retailing side to invest back into a business to build the bonuses, and that's where I see the income can grow, is in the bonuses and developing a team. So we tend to use that to put back into our business. Don't have to, obviously. That if that money's needed, then that's good money that if you need it, is obviously an extra £100 every 3 weeks is a cracking way of making some extra spare time money. And it's not just limited to doing £450, because there's lots of people out there who are doing way more than that. So this is just a game plan to show somebody new that if they get out some catalogs and they aim to build 90 customers over 90 days, great. But if it takes them, 150 days, they will get there in the end. And once they've got it built, it's just then 30 catalogs a week being dropped to those regular customers will bring you in that regular income plus more.
Yeah. Put that up. So this is really presenting activity, isn't it, that you're going through for the 90-day campaign?
Yeah. Do you want me to? What we've found is every time we've been out, and Janine's been doing a good chunk of this as well, every time we've been out with 15 catalogs, we picked up customers every single time. So on average, it's about 2 in 10 presented. We pick up a customer. The average order is around about £10. I would actually say it's probably a bit more than that. It's probably between £10 and £15. So if you've got 15 customers, at £10, that's £150, which obviously adds up to £450 a campaign. The thing I have to stress is, whilst you're building up your customers, is you're going to go through a period of time and a process of where you might pick up, say, 5 customers. What you don't want to be doing is waiting till you've got 15, 20 customers, which might be a couple of weeks, and then placing an order. We bit the bullet, if you like, to place orders, pay the handling charge, to get the orders quick so we can deliver them quick, so we can then impress, if you like, our service with our new customers. That's all going to work its way through over time once the customer base has been built, because then if you're doing a regular 150 every week with 30 catalogs dropped, then you're going to be placing orders every week, if you like, or at least two orders over the campaign. So this is a projection for you to aim for over a period. It's going to take you maybe 4 to 6 campaigns, if you're getting enough catalogs out, but it might take you 10, 12 campaigns. So it's down to what time you've got available.
And I think, again, key, a customer base is for life, isn't it? Your customers become so loyal to yourself. So being consistent there, you are building your own business that will reap its rewards, won't it? Yeah. All the time.
Yeah. So. If I chip in there, Jill, if you've got 100 customers and you've got a team of 10, you've got 100 customers, you have in your business 1,000 customers who are ordering every 3 weeks. 1,000 customers. Now that's just with 10 people. If you've got 20 people in your team, you've got maybe 2,000 customers in your business, and you're going to be earning on all of that business. That's what makes network marketing so exciting, and why we've got something really exciting in that we got something tangible. We've got a fantastic catalog, and we've been in the industry with catalogs for absolutely ever. And these are the best catalogs we've ever seen, and we think we're absolutely the best catalogs out there now. And with those catalogs and our fantastic products, then you've got something that's going to go forward for years and years and years. So if people understand how strong a catalog customer base can be, and you teach other people how to have a strong customer base, you have something where you have thousands and thousands of customers in your business, on which you actually have an income trickling back to you.
Yeah. And I think
what have we got there?
You've covered most of this already.
But so I think
about when you get your customers, now obviously you're not hand presenting, you're dropping them back to the letterbox. So again, you're cutting time back, aren't you? So the footwork you do at the beginning gets less and less as your customer.
Just to highlight, I just with the oldest part of their customer base, we've just started where we've hit 30 catalogs in an area. It took me 45 minutes to drop them off. It'll take me probably 10 minutes to pick them up, 15 minutes to pick them up. It'll take me maybe an hour to deliver the goods, because we've got all their phone numbers, so we know to text them. They know exactly when we're calling, so we don't have any messing about doing deliveries. So all in all, it probably takes us, the whole operation takes maybe 3 hours a week to do £150. So which is roughly £50 income, 3 hours. Do the maths. It's an incredible return once you've got it built.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I think we've covered quite a lot of this, and about investing in your business for life, isn't it? Your investment will create. So it's not only just investing in your business, time is investment as well, and you need to invest that time. I think we've covered everything on here, introduced their special offers. So I'll go on to the next slide. My retentive memory is zilch, guys. This is dead simple. This is the last one, which is all about building your business. You are going to be your own boss. I think that's key for all of us. I don't think we're employable. Most of us have done this for a while. Is being your own boss is something second to none, and you choose when and how. So you need to get yourself excited. You need to get yourself motivated. We've got the products, we've got the guarantees, we've got the catalogue. So we've got everything to build a business, and all it needs is us really to get motivated. So good luck in building your very own business, and it will last, I promise you. So
I'll just add one thing, Jill, if I may. Obviously, when you're sponsoring people, there's got to be a lead-in time to when obviously introducing them to maybe using catalogs alongside everything else that we do, but there's going to be a lead-in time. And the way I'm looking at that is the campaign in which they join is going to be their learning and getting organized campaign, because they've obviously got to have a period of time to get catalogs to start a proper campaign in terms of the presenting. So there's a lead-in time. So use that lead-in time to get them to understand what they're looking to do with the catalogs. In other words, building a customer base so they understand what a customer base is and what the value is.
Right, Michelle's asking about the link. We've got a handout, so what I could do is maybe put them onto the Freedom team, the handouts, and they can copy them, or send an email to you, Andy, and we can send them.
Well, no, yeah, do get the handout up, because on the handout is the link to the catalogs.
The link for the catalogs.
Is the snappy bags rather.
Then if you guys got any questions, you've got so many experts on here tonight with David Cadman, I saw with Sue Burrows, and I don't know if Anne is on, but all great retailers. So, you know, if you've got any questions to ask, do.
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to nip in and say that was brilliant. Thanks, guys. I think it's just so important. We forget, don't we? I think those of us who have built up customer bases, and as you say, from about being loyal, we've still got customers that we had in the previous business. And you hear this all the time, don't they, that people buy from you, and they do. Obviously, what we're promoting now is completely different to what we were selling before. But because we built those relationships, I mean, you know, Stuart's been doing this for umpteen years. I've been doing it for 10 years. And we still serve customers that we both found in those first few weeks in our business. Your customer base is an absolute gem. They're your customers. Nobody else knows who they are, where they are. They're yours. Treat them well, and they will serve you for life. So this training's been brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, you've made me smile then, because in my previous lives, I sold from a suitcase, as you know, but 25 years later, I bumped into someone and she called me the Clean Easy girl. And that was 25 years after. And so you do build friendships for life as well. And it right across the board, from youngsters building their families to the old age pensioners who actually enjoy us visiting as well. So I think we've got a magnificent business because we've got products that are sincere and good. So,
and I was going to say, Jill, with the most exciting thing to me is, I said there's maybe 1%. There's 24 million homes in the UK. And I was just playing with stats based on 5,000 Oriflame distributors working with 100 catalogs, which came to less than 1% in terms into people's homes. I think we're nowhere near that. It's probably more like we're only doing about 0.05 or something. So we have a huge market to aim at, an unlimited market to go for, and to start building up. So we're right at the beginning of an incredible wave. And for those that are in the previous business, you know, it was an exciting ride that really grew and grew and grew as that business started to grow. And we're right at the very beginning, but the difference is we're at the beginning with a huge company to support us. And we're not having to scratch around and find weird and wacky products like we used to have back in the day. We've got fabulous products that people buy on a repeatable basis. So it's a win-win-win all the way through in terms of using the catalogue. So I can't say how excited I am to begin to focus on catalogues alongside everything else. And
I think that is it, just the pockets of time we have and just focusing. Hand presenting for me is a must. Our catalogue is a must. And I know we've had the pandemic and it's made us all rather insular, but we can run this alongside our internet businesses as well. But what for me is key is the time it takes. You can set your own goals, you can set your own time, and you're only looking to do 15 catalogues an hour and a quarter just to get them out there. And obviously you've got to collect them back, but you know, you've an hour and a quarter is nothing to get 15 catalogues out every day. If you committed yourself to that alone and kept, as Andy said, good records, hand on heart, I'm still learning, then 30 odd years of not keeping good records. I write on bits of paper. I've got so many bits of paper in my, but it is key keeping, but street record cards are key as well. So you know that Mrs. Jones has got a black cat, or she's just going on holiday to Tobago or whatever. You can talk about it the next time.
I don't know if you can see, I've got, can you see that?
Yeah.
I've got index cards, the areas that we're doing.
Excellent.
You know, I trust the internet and I trust my computer, but
you can't beat a bit of
things,
paper.
you can't beat index cards, which has got all my valuable customers on. So if anything happens, they're all there, their addresses, all of them. Worst case scenario, I can go back and I've not lost everything and you know, pulled my hair out again when something's gone down on the computer. So I recommend index cards. I really do.
I've still got street record cards from my father in a shoebox. So it's.
Do you think it's worth doing a little bit more training at some point on how to do the presenting, knocking on the door?
Do you guys like that? If we do another training another time,
Be great.
yeah. I mean, put in requests as well, but have we haven't done recognition. I do apologise. Is there anybody who's got some recognition to do? We've just coming up to the end now, aren't we, of our time? Gone 5 minutes over, but or any questions, guys? Thanks for all the comments. They're great, Andy and David. So if you have a look there, well done.
I would like to recognize Jan. She hit gold today.
Well done, Jan. Excellent. Don't you just love it when people start going up the plan?
Yes. Also, Donna Marie reached her silver. She's not with us tonight, but yeah, big shout out to her. Congratulations.
Well done. Yeah.
And Aggie is a whisper away from platinum. Come on, Aggie!
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Well done, all.
Only about 150 points from platinum now.
Oh, easy peasy. You'll be there.
Yeah.
No worries.
I've no nails left by Thursday.
Lovely. I do. For me, it's the best in the business when people join and start going up the plan and starting to earn income and also starting to team build. I think it's so exciting. Yeah. And there's such a lot to learn. So many facets of our business, from the internet side to the catalogue side to presenting, blanket dropping. We're so lucky, but we've got income producing activities that anybody can do to earn an income. So I love it. So I hope you've enjoyed the evening, and you're going to have a little bit more left. It's 9:15. So I want to wish you all well. Keep safe. And go on. I want to see you all building those customer bases and putting out little comments. Any tips you've got, any exciting stories, any funny happenings, let's just talk about them. How many of you hit your head on the flower pots, hanging flower pots this time of the year, or fall down steps, which I always I fall down steps. That's my worst one. I keep falling down steps.
The letterboxes attacking you.
Oh yes, or finding letterboxes. I make people laugh. I can remember 5 houses now where I've never found their letterbox. So goodness knows where they've hidden them. But yeah.
I keep getting people when I knock on the door. Their head pops out the bedroom window saying they've got headphones on, saying I'm on Zoom, working from home.
It'd be lovely when we can all have little meetings and get to meet each other face on. So I'm looking forward to that. So wish you all well. Have a lovely evening.
Can I just say well done to David. David, I know it's well out of his comfort zone doing what he's done tonight.
Brilliantly, didn't
really
he?
Quiet and shy, and also as well, I want to just recognise he's already done 522 bonus points, and I know he'll be putting another order in. So yeah, just month on month, well, campaign on campaign. He's just consistently retailing, you know, and that's just from building up your customer base. So
well done. You? I have to say well done to you as well.
Well, thank you. It's 20 odd years of servicing the same customers. So yeah, it's brilliant. But no, we've got a fantastic team, and even people who have joined the business, joined Oriflame, have built up really good customer bases, doing exactly what Andy's just been talking about tonight. You know, knocking and presenting, also
Yeah.
doing some blanket dropping with the old catalogues. I never throw any of my catalogues away. I've got boxes and boxes of them. I can't wait to get out there because that's my next job this week. I'm going to get them all out in the towns, little villages and everything that I live around, because I do all mine in villages. So it's, some of them might be 20 minutes away. The most houses we have in our village is about just over 1,000 houses, you know, so that's our biggest.
Yeah.
But what the amount of customers that I've got in each of the villages is just a little pittance, really, compared with the amount of customers that are there and I can get. So I can't wait to get out with my catalogues. Doing extras now. Now we've come out of lockdown.
I know. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We all get off. And
well done, Ori guys and girls. Again.
Well done, Ori guys and girls, and well done each and every one of you as well.
Well done, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
good. Thank you very much for all the training tonight.
Good. I hope you enjoyed it. And well, for me, it's just so exciting because I know it's doable. We've all done it, but I know that a lot of people have got complacent, not through any other reason than we've been locked in. So just go out there and find those customers and watch your money grow.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Thank you all. Bye.
Bye-bye.